Where is it? careful, stay. This is not a gun. Nope. That's it. Place. Good.
Hey, hey, leave it. So behind me you see the stream that comes down through this old dried up beaver pond. So now it's just a valley with a stream through it. It's a really old dam there, 2 dams actually in a row that are, I don't know, probably 100 years old. And at one point this pond was probably quite full, and as a result this is sort of the bank of the original pond. And normally what you would see is a lodge, some kind of beaver house in the middle of this pond, but in this case I don't even see remnants of one. Could be, I would imagine there was one on shore or sort of out in the water at some point, but could have been gone decades ago. Anyway, what I'm sitting on right now is actually another form of a beaver house. There's 2 holes right here, and that goes, sort of empties into a cavern that goes all the way back to some entrances back down in the lower bank. So it would have been a probably built into the roots originally, dug into the roots, where they would have some protection for predators up here instead of just soft ground. And then it would have been a mound of sticks likely there too, so that they could have 2 elevated spots to get out of the water. So holes in there, hollow underneath, 2 holes right here that probably weren't holes originally. This is probably sinkholes where it's collapsed over the years. It was probably mounded up here deeper than that, or even with sticks or rocks to protect the animal, like I said, from digging bears or wolves. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's way down in there. Don't see any evidence of anything using it now. This is probably all going to collapse. In fact, I'm going to have to do something with that. The Kelly's not running through and gets her leg caught and breaks it. Oh yeah, I can see the remnants now. Yeah, so here's the old house right here, built into the bank like this. It's pretty common, like you saw in one of my videos in the last couple of weeks where I was doing when I was hunting back on one of the ponds. A couple of fresh houses that were still being used. This is really old, but the house is here that they built out of the sticks, and the entrance, well, you can see really old channels in the bank here. This water would have been up high, probably up around here somewhere. This would have been the protected entrance, and then it extends way back in there, like 20 feet probably, to where those first holes are that I showed you. And then there's some other holes in here, so quite a cavernous beaver house actually. Would have been quite a few litters born in here, I'm sure. And then from here they would slowly disperse, leave, and go and start their own colonies in different ponds, or make their own ponds where they would dam up the stream at different spots along it. I don't know how many dams there are just in this one watershed, but typical of this area where you get these streams that get dammed up wherever there's a narrows, forms a pond, and then you get a stream through the bush or through rocks and stuff, and then another dam further down, another pond. So basically a bunch of beaver ponds connected by a stream it ends up being. But pretty interesting. I really like seeing this kind of stuff. I find it fascinating to see how animals live in their landscape and in the environment, and how they change it, especially beavers. They create a lot of new habitat, wildlife habitat, in the form of water, like beaver ponds that host a lot of things like fish and turtles and waterfowl and stuff like that. And then they dry out when they eat themselves out of house and home. They eat all the would have been probably poplars in this area, aspens, and they would have eaten all that, depleted the food source, and then moved on. And over the years the dam deteriorates and lets go, and then you end up with this meadow like you see behind us here. And that's a whole new habitat for different species. And then eventually, when all new saplings and stuff start growing up, or this burns down, or was to get logged or something, then all this fresh growth would come up. It would bring all of the wildlife that eats the fresh, more succulent species like the aspen and the alders. You get beaver and deer, and then moose and stuff like that. And then they would rebuild this pond up, so you would change right back again. But it's It's been a lot of years, and it's mostly now conifers around this edge, so I don't think beavers are going to return to this exact spot for a long, long time. Everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Thanks for watching that video. I guess there's a few things to explain in this. I will explain it in more detail on my other channel, and near the end of this video, if you want to click in the bottom left hand side of your screen on the icon, which is my face, that will take you to the other channel, and on that channel I'll do a lot more explanation of what I'm doing. This week was very unique. The temperature got extremely high, like up above 20 degrees Celsius, which is like 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. So very unexpected. We had that cold snap in the snow a week prior, got this warm spell in the middle of deer season, so I really wasn't planning on spending any more of the firearm season, shotgun and rifle season, hunting deer. I was going to wait until it got cold again and then just go out with my bow or crossbow for the rest of the season. Now, ironically, I had two opportunities. One was earlier in the week with the crossbow down in the southern district. He's wondering what I'm doing here. Near where my friend Jeremy lives, and I was able to take a doe down there for meat. And then later in the week, when it got really warm and I had decided I wasn't going to hunt, just working on the workshop with the firearm with my 20 gauge shotgun close by, which if you've watched over the last 3 years, every fall during big game season I typically have a firearm ready to go in case something like this happens. First time it ever has happened though, where deer came right by where I was working. I was able to see them, and not only see them, but to actually get up close enough to harvest that young buck. So a very unique opportunity. I was able to take advantage of that, and on the other channel I'll explain what I had to do with the meat in order to preserve it during this warm spell. You kind of highlighted an error in my judgment as far as food preservation and food storage is concerned. Not expecting these warm temperatures during hunting season, so I'll tell you more about that on the other channel. So what I'm doing, or what it's just doing here in the creek behind me, is had soaked those hides in an alkaline solution made of wood ash, hardwood ashes from the wood stove, and that was for 3 days, and that loosens all the hair. Going to make buckskin out of these two hides instead of fur-on like I normally do. So by soaking it in that alkaline solution, all that hair, as you can see, it's already starting to rip out easily. To get that solution out of the hide, I am leaving it in the stream overnight for probably 12 hours or so, and that'll flush all the alkaline solution out. It's not harmful to the stream. It's very dilute once it gets into the stream, and it's just wood ash, something natural. So that will be, like I said, tomorrow I'll pull that out. I'll scrape all the hair off, and then I'll get ready to tan it, unless I put it off. I could leave those as rawhide if I don't get a chance, or if the weather doesn't cooperate. Whether I get a chance to make it into soft buckskin or doe skin depends on that weather and how busy I am trying to beat the weather getting the workshop done, which of course tomorrow I'll be back at that as well. I've got to get this roof on. So anyway, I thought I should explain a little bit about what was going on in this video. It was unexpected for me, and probably unexpected for you to see that on this channel. Speaking of the workshop, which like I said, I'm continuing tomorrow. If you want to click on the playlist in the top left hand side of your screen, that is the playlist of this workshop that I'm currently working on and hope to get done or closed in at least in the next week. We do have some snow in the forecast. We should be getting snow now any day, so that's likely going to happen. So I want to make sure I'm closed in and ready to start working inside. So again, the workshop playlist, top left hand corner of your screen, and that's it. I'm gonna get back to work. So thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you at the cabin next time. Take care.